Good morning, students. How are you all? Today we will discuss one small topic, that is fundamental components of taxonomy. I am Dr. P. Prasanna Kumari, HOD Botany, DNR College, Bhimavaram, as all you know. For today, we will discuss shortly the fundamentals of taxonomy. What is taxonomy? What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is physically concerned with the classification of organisms. Taxonomy deals with the classification of organisms. To classify, we have to know a group of organisms, either plants or the animals. As you have know about the taxonomic groups, that is species, genera, family, order, class, all these are the levels of classification. A group of plants or organisms, unique in several respects, is assigned to species. Means if two or three plants are mostly similar in 90% of the characters, that is in the structure of the leaf, structure of the flower, season in which they are flowering, like that, they are grouped as species. Such species are grouped together genera. Some genera grouped together as family. Some families grouped together orders. Some orders grouped together class. Some classes grouped together kingdom. This is the division of the classifications. Of all, species is the basis for the build-up of a division or the kingdom. Species is a single individual or a single one, single entity. Means it is either a plant or an animal. And we have plant taxonomy and animal taxonomy. As we are in botany class, today we will discuss the plant taxonomy. As rightly told in the beginning of the class, here you are observing one slide, that is all the last one is the species, genus, family, order, class, phylum or the division, and the kingdom, right? If we come if we are classifying a group, a huge group of the individuals, those are all together called as kingdom. Means all of the plants in the on the globe are called as kingdom. That kingdom is divided into divisions. Divisions are divided into classes. Classes are divided into orders. Orders are divided into families. Families are divided into genus. Genus are divided into species. That is the classification order. If we go from the bottom, that is from species, some species together genus, some genus together families, some families together called orders, some orders together called classes, some classes together called as phylum, phylum together called as uh, kingdom. Instead of phylum, we can call it as a division. So this is the order of the classification. My basic question is, why do we classify? Why do we classify? When the number of the organisms or the number of the entities are larger, then we go for the classification. For example, if we have our class. In classroom, I have to identify one individual. How do I identify? I see whether that individual is girl or boy. Then I will go, if it is girl, then I will go through the names of the girls or the photos of the girls, and then I identify that particular girl. So the number is huge here in the classroom. So I have concentrated on the gender to know the particular girl whom I want, the particular person whom I want. So classification helped me to identify a particular student. In the same way, plants are so many in the world. Plants are so many in the world. We have to classify them so as to identify and use them. Totally, our human being dependent on the plants for the food and for the shelter, isn't it? We usually depend on the plants for major portion of our food, and then for the shelter, and then for the medicine. So we have a lot of utilities with the plants. So we go for the classification. We have to go for the classification. Now my question is, when this classification began? When do the classification began? That is my question. When the man understand that many of the plants are useful for his day-to-day life. So he gone for the classification. Today he got one fruit and he identified, he gave one name, and tomorrow he identified another plant where the tuber is identified as a food material. Day to day, year by year, the human being identified so many plants which are useful for them for many of their uses. Then started classification. Some are classified as fruits, some are classified as tubers, some are classified as leaves, some are classified as flowers, like that. Then the need for the classification arised. Here we have one slide on classification again. The plant kingdom is classified here as mosses and liverworts, ferns, gymnosperms or the conifers, and angiosperms. These are certain groups. In mosses and liverworts, there are small plant body. The plant body is very small. Sometimes it may be very small, like a leaf. Those are all grouped together and called as bryophytes. Do you remember that? You have studied in your first BSc. And fern is a pet name to a group of plants, that is Pteridophyta. All the plants in the Pteridophyta are termed commonly as ferns. And the other group is conifers. Conifer is a pet name for the group of the plants, that is gymnosperms. Gymnosperms are called as conifers. Here we can see a flower-like structure in the plant body. So far there is no flower-like structure. In mosses there is no flower. In ferns there is no flower. In gymnosperms a flower-like structure is seen. You might have observing on the photo or on the picture. There is one brown color structure which is called as flower-like structure, and you know that it is a cone. Right. Coming for the angiosperms, that is the group of plants which are called as flowering plants. These flowering plants are further divided into dicots and monocots based on the cotyledon number. This is what the classification is. In classification, we take one character as the base and we go on for the classification. That is the classification. The study of the classification is called taxonomy. For our understanding, we can define it. The study of the classification is called taxonomy. In taxonomy we do find so many things, and those we can learn in the upcoming classes. First of all, from which language the term taxonomy was coined? That is our question. Prior to the word taxonomy, there is a word systematics. That is systematics. Systematics is also a Greek term which means putting together. Plant systematics means putting all the plants together. That is the meaning. This was explained by Radford in 1986. Systematics is the study of phenetic, genetic and phylogenetic relationship among taxa. The study of phenetic, genetic and phylogenetic relationship among taxa. What is phenetic? Phenotypic characters is described as phenetic. What is phenotypic character? Phenotypic character is nothing but the physical character, just like leaf or the stem or the flower. That is the phenotypic character. Flower size, flower shape and its color, leaf size, leaf shape and its color, all these are the phenetic characters. What is genetic character? You may know that one. Genetic character, it is the cytological character, or it is according to the genes which are present in that particular plant body. And phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic means to which order it is related, closely related, to which family it is closely related, from which group it is emerged. That is called the phylogenetic relationship among the taxa. Taxa means here again plant. A plant is studied under the headings of phenetic, genetic and phylogenetic relationships. That is called the systematics. In systematics, we only concern with the phenetic characters, genetic characters and phylogenetic relationships. Plant systematics includes the study of natural variation, speciation, evolution, reproductive biology and a variety of biological phenomena. Here variation means natural variation means naturally there are some differences, that is the natural variation. Speciation means a group of characters will be different. And evolution means from which group it is evolved, it is developed. Some organisms used to develop some characters according to their surroundings or according to their genes, according to the challenges they are facing. That is called evolution. That changes evolve another species or another genus. That is the one evolution. And reproductive biology. Reproductive biology means we study here the pollen grain structure, its production and ovary, ovule structure, all those things, and variety of biological phenomena. So, on which characters, on which components the systematics concentrate is on natural variations it concentrate, on speciation it concentrate, on evolution and reproductive biology and variety of biological phenomena they concentrate. Now coming to the word taxonomy, it was coined by A.P.D. Candolle. Let us see who is the A.P.D. Candolle. This is the man who coined the term taxonomy. He is originally Greek man and the word comes from the Greek. It is the union of two words, that is taxis and nomos. Taxis means arrangement, nomos means law or rule. So we arrange something according to certain rule or the certain law. Hence taxonomy means, what does the taxonomy give us the meaning? It is arranging organisms according to a law in a order, so as to remember or so as to identify. Now taxonomy is basically divided into two types. They are alpha taxonomy and omega taxonomy. The relationships, when the relationships were expressed as natural affinities on the basis of an overall similarity in morphological features, then that particular classification is called orthodox classification or classical classification or alpha taxonomy. What this alpha taxonomy is, alpha taxonomy concentrate only on the morphological features. What are the morphological features? External appearance. External appearance of a plant. What is its height? What is the shape of that particular plant? How many leaves are there? What is their arrangement? All such things are called as morphological features. If the classification is made based only on the morphological features, then it is called alpha taxonomy. This is the oldest method of the classification, and it is orthodox method of classification or the taxonomy. The second one is the omega taxonomy. What is the omega taxonomy? Omega taxonomy is based on certain characters. That characters are from the developed branches of botany. What are those developed branches? Like embryology, cytology, phytochemistry, biochemistry, like that, etc., etc., physiology, all those characters are studied. Those characters are taken into consideration to classify a group of plants. That such type of taxonomy is called omega taxonomy. So alpha taxonomy concentrate on morphological features. Omega taxonomy concentrate on developed branches of branches characters. The characters which are identified through the developed branches like embryology, cytology, genetics, phytochemistry, physiology, then biochemistry, like that. That is called the omega taxonomy. So the omega taxonomy approach is also called as biosystematics. We are quite often we come to hear the word biosystematics. What is the biosystematics? It is nothing but omega taxonomy. What is omega taxonomy? Omega taxonomy based on the applied branches of botany, orthodox branches, and it applies so lot of knowledge from the other branches, and it includes those characters to identify the relationship between the plants. In the recent time, the numerical applications are also taken into consideration, and the some classifications are made based on the numerical applications. Such classifications are called as numerical taxonomy. This is the new one, and it is around 1763. The man Adamson, he is a taxonomist. He followed the numerical taxonomy, and the classifications which follow the numerical taxonomy are called as Neo-Adamsonian classification. Neo-Adamsonian classification. This is coined by Adamson. Adamson taken numerical applications into consideration to classify the plants. Under alpha taxonomy, there are so many classifications, say 100 kinds of classifications. Under omega taxonomy, there are so many classifications, like that. So the taxonomy is a wide subject which we have to learn thoroughly. What are the aims of taxonomy now? I want to tell you some points about aims of taxonomy. What are the aims on which to achieve? What to achieve through the taxonomy? That is my question. What to achieve? It is to know about plant species of the world. Worldwide, there are so many plant species, so we have to know about those plant species. The second one is to provide a scheme of classification system that provide phylogenetic relationship among plants. So far, so many classifications were coined. No classification is perfect in arranging the phylogenetic relationships, because every classification has some demerits, some merits, but no classification is perfect in identifying the characters. So the aim of one of the main aims of the taxonomy is to provide a scheme of classification which can provide all the characters in the particular classification. The next one is to collect and preserve plant taxa. We collect, we press them, make them into herbarium, and we preserve that taxa or the plant body. The next one is to establish a suitable method for identification, nomenclature, and description of the plant taxa. Identification, how we identify a plant, how we name the plant, that is nomenclature. What is nomenclature? Giving a name to particular plant. There is a lot of confusion how to give a new plant a name, a beautiful name, or an accepted name. So we have to establish a suitable method to identify a plant and to give a name to that particular plant, and description in what respects it must be described. Oh, all these are the aims of the taxonomy. Students, I think you have got all the points. Broadly, we have discussed today what the systematics are, what is the taxonomy, how it is coined, what it mean, how many kinds of taxonomies are there, and the aims of the taxonomy. This is the introduction for you, and we will go on like this with further subject. And if you have any doubts, you can mail me, or you can post question on the WhatsApp group. I am always available there to clarify all those doubts. And lastly, thank you for patience listening.